It's a Southern tradition that's still going strong. I'm talking about collard greens for New Year's. Chef and culinary instructor Carrie Hegnauer joins me this morning. She is serving up some good old collard greens, teaching us how to cook them right, and talking about the history and tradition of collards. Good to see you. How's everything?
I am. I'm great, and here we are after Christmas, but before New Year's.
Yes.
So we've got a dish that we have to make.
Looking forward to it. Talk about the tradition of collard greens. What is the supposed meaning?
Well, it is truly a Southern dish, and it comes from African slaves, coming over from British roots, English, coming over, and really getting the scraps. All they could do was have the tips of the leaves, anything left over in the field, and maybe a little piece of ham hock, and that was about it. So cooking these long and slow was a healthy meal for their families, and this has become a Southern tradition. Now it's New Year's. New Year's meaning first of the year finances and prosperity. Yes. So, and I just like it because it's good food.
Hence the green, you're going to get some cash.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice too.
All right, so first you have to start soaking your collard greens because you don't just want to pick them and put them straight into the pot.
No, you can't. They come in sandy soil, dirty soil. So that's what I'm showing here with my colanders. Make sure that you wash your greens really well, as you would any vegetable or fruit.
Now, is washing them enough? I know my mom has always soaked them. I mean, she'll let them sit in the sink.
You can soak them, you can scrub them. I've seen them scrub with salt. Lots of different things. As long as you're working hard to make sure that you get all of that off. I also do a double boil method, which really helps too.
Okay, all right.
So this is something a little new. I want to talk to you about a bunch of collard greens. Here's a big old bunch of collard greens. Right. These are pretty little, actually.
Okay, that's considered a small bunch.
We've seen a lot more than that. And this one head right here only feeds about 3 people. So you got to get a big old pot going.
All right, and typically they're sold in big old bags.
They are, and they're cheap. You know, they're still cheap food, man. I like it. So I'm washing them, and then what I've got here is I've taken the stem out of the middle. Okay. So that the tough part has been removed. And you can do that with a knife. I just strip it with my hands. Okay. I'm going to get all this together. I'm going to roll it up like a big fat cigar. And then
that's how you cut them.
And I'm going to give them a cut. And that way they're nice long strips. And all of this I put into a pot of cold water.
Now, most people obviously eat their collards cooked. Is collard, since it is a green, can they be eaten raw?
Yeah, they sure can. You can add them to salads. I would cut them a lot thinner. They're pretty tough and they have a lot of flavor, but absolutely, that's where you're going to get all your vitamins and nutrients.
Now, when people go shop for collards, they might just say greens in general, but there are different sorts of greens. So what's the difference, say, between a mustard green and a collard?
Absolutely. There's collards, and kale is actually a really common green that's used as well. Mustard greens, turnip greens. Sure. They all have a different flavor. They all have a little bit different cooking time. They're all super nutritious for you. So any of those that trip your trigger, go for it.
And I see you brought the ham hock, the
slime. Have the ham hock.
Got to have the ham hock. For people, though, who might not eat pork, what can they substitute the ham hock with?
Well, I also like to use a turkey wing, a smoked turkey wing. You get it at your grocery store, and it gives off so much flavor, a little less fat, even though it's a wing, it has a little less fat, and it gives kind of a creaminess to the sauce. And I really like that. And the sauce is not called sauce. What's the sauce called? Pot liquor.
Okay, so we call it juice. Pot liquor. Okay.
Pot liquor, baby. We're gonna have the pot liquor. We're gonna be yumming on some of that. All right. So now this is what I do: is I bring it up to a boil first. Okay. And then what I do is I strain it out. So that's another way to get that dirtiness out. If I would have missed anything, then I put them back on a boil again. You know, fresh water.
That's the double boil method.
It does, and it kind of keeps that bitterness out. Some people don't like that bitterness.
Okay. We're gonna let you keep cooking. We'll check back in with you here in just a little bit as we continue to make these collard greens and get some of that money for 2013.
There we go.
It's time to check back in with our culinary expert and instructor, Chef Carrie. She's been cooking up collard greens, and she's going to teach us how to make a really cool drink for your New Year's Eve party. Always good to see you. Let's finish off these collard greens. You have some examples here. So you cut them, wash them, and then boil them down. But you say you have a double boil method.
Double boil so they get some extra clean and also take out some bitterness, which is the proof is in the pudding.
I get to try. Now, how do you season them? You put in the ham hock, but apart from the ham hock, how do you season them?
Ham hock and a little bit of red pepper flakes. That's traditional. Today, you're going to start seeing chicken stock and onions and garlic, but old school is real simple.
Okay, just ham hocks, some pepper flakes, cook them on down.
Water and greens.
Water and greens, and you have to slowly simmer them, right?
Yep. Slowly.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try some of these. You also are going to make us a drink, though, that people might want to have for their New Year's Eve party. And you say it's your twist on the mint julep.
Yes. Well, I'm a Southern girl, so, you know, the mint julep is tradition, and I don't want to mess with that. But I'm making something called the Jack Frost. Okay. So we're making a wintry twist on that summery drink, and this time I'm going to have snowflakes. Okay, right here. These are my pretend snowflakes for crushed ice. And instead of the mint that you would find in a mint julep, we're going to be using a little cream de menthe in here.
Okay.
And instead of bourbon, I'm using a little Jack Daniels, so we got the Jack Frost going on there.
Okay.
A little ginger ale to kind of expand the drink. We don't want it quite as strong as a mint julep. All those ladies drinking mint juleps, trust me, that wasn't nothing weak. And then a little taste of the holidays, just a tiny bit of vanilla. Makes a whole difference in this drink.
Wow.
So we're gonna go ahead and make this.
And this can be done without the whiskey.
Oh, absolutely. You can make this drink just to enjoy a nice ginger ale with a touch of the vanilla, and it tastes like a completely different drink.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. So we're gonna get some good looking snowflakes.
And you've got to have crushed ice, not necessarily the big old cubes.
Right. I don't want big cubes in here. I want this to melt a little bit, and we're gonna get that one going, and we're gonna get this one going. So we're gonna have some good drinking for the cocktail hour on New Year's Eve.
Now, how did you come up with this particular drink?
Well, I'm a Jack drinker too. Hence the
Telling all your business.
Southern woman part. That's right. So I like a little Jack Daniels. I'm a gentleman Jack kind of girl.
Okay.
Just saying. Here comes a green, and of course our glasses are festively adorned.
Right.
Okay. There's a little bit of alcohol in here, so I'd leave that out. In yours, I might put a mint leaf.
Okay. And you're just putting a little bit, I see. I was expecting you to pour a little bit more.
Oh gosh, no, not of that. This is really strong. The green is really strong. Here comes my about 1.5 ounces of the bourbon or whiskey that I have here. And then we have, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put my vanilla in first so I can get a good mix on that. Just a tiny bit. I'm talking 1/2 teaspoon, half.
Okay, so in terms of the bases, it's just very, very little bit here.
Little bits of everything. I mean, you know, we got to last all evening, right?
And
so
all
I
of this
can't
will
be doing
flavor
a whole
well.
lot. Well, you're going to tell me.
Okay.
Because I have a little for me, woohoo, and I have a little for you. Woohoo! All right,
now,
sir.
this one right here is sans any of the alcohol.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
All right. To the new
year.
year.
To a great new year.
Thank you.
That is very good. It's very tasty. Has a nice little kick, and it's a great little drink for any sort of holiday party. Not just necessarily for the new year, but anytime it's cold. Even something that you might do, say, for in February, you might be able to do it then as well for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, and speaking of Valentine's Day, I've got a class going on for Valentine's Day up at the Kitsch. So, you know, you're going to get on my website, culinarycarrie.com. And I've got a variety of different classes.
That's right. For those of you who don't know, Chef Carrie does teach a number of different classes. You do Asian all the way to Mediterranean.
Greek, Mediterranean. Yeah, it's a night with me, and it's hands-on, and it's not a demo. This is real cooking. You're in there, you're getting dirty and sweaty. Ladies. So we have fun, and I'm going to see, hopefully, you guys down there.
Can I just hire you to come to my house and cook for me?
Absolutely.
Is that fine?
She does.
That's kind of want the drink, so, you know, whatever.
There you go.
We've got one sans the alcohol. Try those greens. Tell me what you think.
There we go.
Are
you a greens girl?
Yes, of course.
Girl? All right.
Good
job.
job.
Greens. There you have it. Don't just take it from me.